Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us for our Monday weather update for August the 28th, the final week of winter, and we've got colder weather this week. In fact, the next couple of nights, especially for the North Island, several degrees below average. But as the week wears on, temperatures do start to lift up, especially nighttime. And this weekend, as we kick off spring on the meteorological calendar, temperatures will be higher than they are right now across New Zealand. So we'll explain why that is happening. Let's take a look at the animated wind map. We've got this big area of high pressure at the moment between New Zealand and Australia. That's the dominant feature, and it is moving in. That's the reason why we've got that southerly at the moment and why the next few nights ahead are colder, because as that high rolls in, frosty weather is also coming with it. But on the other side of it, on the Australian side, milder northerlies are developing, and that's the warmer weather that arrives in New Zealand by the start of spring. And by the way, if you are unhappy with me saying that winter ends this week, please do go to our website, weatherwatch.co.nz. We've got a story about the 4 different ends to winter, and none of them are official. So let's have a look at the rain that's coming in over the next few days. Not much. Every day, we get complaints about the key. We can't change the key. It's an international standard, but you just group 2 colors together and you'll never have a problem again. So if you see blue next to green, it's not much rain. If you see blue next to pink, that's very heavy rain. So the reason why there are 2 blues is because the first blue goes from dry to the risk of a shower. So that's why they use blue there. And the next blue is when it goes from being normal rain to flooding type of rain. So that's the reason why blue is used 2 different times, and there's a psychological reason for it. But anyway, let's not get too lost in the weeds. Basically, you're only seeing a few showers, bottom of the key, just a few showers. Yellow's the heaviest, only 5 to 10 millimeters, very top and very bottom of the country for the next 3 days ahead. So that is that sign of high pressure coming on through. Frosty weather as well, widespread through the South Island's interior and fairly widespread around the North Island's interior as well, with frost going all the way up to about the Bombay Hills. So a cold couple of nights ahead, but as we wear through this week, the frosts start to shrink and much more sort of inland and mountainous areas by the end of the week. So in Australia, again, same scale as New Zealand, not much rain. It's at the very beginning. The blue is next to green, and so you're not seeing much at all coming through there. For you over the next few days, most of it on the western side of Tasmania, which is a lot like the southwestern corner of the South Island. It kind of shoulders the worst of the weather, makes it much drier in Hobart and much drier in Christchurch and Dunedin, those hills and ranges, when you've got this westerly setup. And that's what we're seeing over the next couple of days, with that high being the main driver there. And that's also pushing in a few showers to the eastern side of Australia. By Wednesday, no real change, although there's this low pressure zone, very weak one, forming through the inland part of Aussie out towards sort of New South Wales, Queensland border just there. But we're on the warmer side of that high. So Wednesday morning, still a bit cold, but as you go through into Wednesday night and Thursday, you should start to notice more of this northerly or subtropical airflow coming down and boosting up New Zealand's temperatures. Well, I shouldn't say boosting, just gently nudging those temperatures up. They will start to boost up a lot more, though, at the end of the week as that nor'wester picks up and gets a little bit gruntier. So once that nor'wester kicks in, temperatures go up. So the North Island will get that last, because the high is sort of drifting off you finally at the end of the week. So it lingers longer over the North Island. And the next high coming in over Western Australia and South Australia, driving in a cold front here for Adelaide, and then later on Melbourne and Hobart, getting all caught up in that. Some snow flurries around Tasmania on the mountains. And by Friday, it's already being pushed out to sea by that big high pressure zone. So for New Zealand, we're in a messy zone here with a low pressure zone up in the subtropics, low pressure zones down around the lower portion of the South Island. So basically we're seeing a fair bit of wet weather forming in the Tasman, but that comes with a mild airflow from Fiji down into the lower South Island. So spring, which kicks off on Friday, will be kicking off on a milder note than today is, put it that way. And then we go into Saturday and you can see that low pressure zone out here, plenty of high pressure to the south. So that means this won't get any bigger and nastier, most likely. It will stay about this, with high pressure all around it like a sort of big smiley face. So the wet weather is out here. We're going into the start of spring with a milder, showery setup. and no signs yet of any big return to the heavy rain we saw at the start of the year. So it's classic El Nino to be having this colder weather, but not classic El Nino to be seeing rainmakers like this. So we're still in that neutral zone. The next announcement about El Nino is tomorrow, Tuesday, from the Bureau of Meteorology. We'll be waiting for that announcement, and then our next ClimateWatch update is coming out later this week.